Hi guys, and welcome to this next video in the scale drawings unit. This video follows on from the scale factor and scale drawings exercises and moves into the ideas around plans and elevations for perhaps construction sites and things like that, for buildings essentially. So when we're talking about plans and elevations, we're talking about floor plans, we're talking about views of different objects and buildings and things like that. These are very important skills to develop if you're going into construction or architecture or anywhere in that field, really. Okay, anything to do with things like concreting or bricklaying or even glaziers will need to know about these things. Tilers, all that sort of thing, all need to know about these things so that they can read a plan, know what's going on, know what needs to go where, and everything is hunky-dory. Now, when we're talking about plans and elevations, the actual plan view, the plan view is that view from the top. Okay, our front elevation obviously is from the front, and then we go around the side to get our side elevation, so we're looking from the ground level basically and looking at either the front or the side. Now, another way to describe a plan view, and we have an example here on the screen, another way to sort of describe a plan view is like a bird's eye view. I'll just fix up my pen here. Get rid of that bit. A bird's eye view. Okay, so that's our plan view. That's this bit here. So we can look at from the top down, kind of like you're in a helicopter or a plane or a drone or something, and you're looking down straight at the object. Front elevation, obviously you're standing in the front yard, or you're standing in front of the object, and then side coming from the side. We have our object here in our example where we're going to actually draw these views. So let's start with the plan view. The plan view, and you can see there from, if you look down on top of our object, we can see that there's going to be 3 boxes next to each other. So our plan view, I'll just make this a different color, is going to have that bottom box sitting just like this. So this is this bit here. Alright, and then we can add these bits to it. So we add these bits, we can just draw it straight across like that, and there we have our plan view. Okay, so there's our plan view, all done and dusted. Now, our front elevation is going to look a little bit different. Our front elevation is going to be different. I'm going to do that in a slightly different color, or in a very different color. Okay, so our front view is looking at just this box here and that box there. So our front elevation is just going to be those 2 boxes. Okay, there's our front elevation, looking at it from the front of that shape. And then we have our side elevation. Okay, so our side elevation, and I'll do that in another color again. Let's do that in a nice dark green color, and this time we're looking at these bits here. Alright, so it's another shape entirely. Looking at those green bits, we have the 2 at the bottom, and then we have the 2 at the top, and there's our side elevation. Okay, so plan view from the bird's eye view, front directly in front of it, and then we juck around the side and we get our side elevation. Alright. Okay, so here's our second example. This is our second example. We've got a building plan this time. We've got a photo of a house. We've got a photo of the interior of the house. And then we've got our actual floor plan. Okay, so some things to note on our floor plan. There's our scale. That's going to come in very important a little bit later. there's our scale, 1 to 150. Now, 1 to 150 is our scale. Now we're going to answer some questions about this floor plan. So here we go. Alright, so there's our 1 to 150 scale. How many internal doors are there? Well, let's have a look. Alright, so there's one internal door. There's a second one, a third, and a fourth one. They're all internal doors, so there are 4 internal doors. 4 internal doors. Okay. Now, that's going to become important when you're talking about how things work, and they're internal because what happens is they go from inside to inside. That's internal, inside to inside. So these other doors, so there's one here at the back of the garage, and there's one here at the portico. There's even one down here at the laundry. These ones go from inside to outside or outside to inside. Not what we're looking for. We're only looking for those inside to inside doors. Okay. Keep the blue pen. Okay. Our next question here is, what is the meaning of PWDR? Now, if I remove that green circle there, you can see our PWDR bit there. That just means powder room. Just powder room. Because back in the day, women, when they went to the bathroom and went to the toilet, used the facilities, they'd say they were going to powder their nose, so it's the powder room. Alright, otherwise known as a toilet or bathroom. Okay, so hopefully that's making a little bit of sense to you, toilet or bathroom. Our next one is, what is the length of the house? So if we get a ruler out and we actually look at this property, when I measured it up on my sheet, I got the length of 12.5 centimeters. And I'm going to make that the drawing length of 12.5 centimeters. Now, it is important to denote that it is drawing length rather than any other length. That way you know that the house itself isn't 12.5 centimeters, and it's just a way of reminding yourself what it is you're working with. We need to know the actual length, so off my measurements, now just a reminder that these examples have come from the Cambridge textbook, so their measurements might be slightly different as I have taken those pictures out. So be aware of that, and the most important part is that the process is there. Okay, so 12.5, and we're going to times it by our scale, which is that 150. Okay, and that's going to get me 1,875 centimeters. Now we don't want centimeters, all right, because saying the length of a house in centimeters, that's just too small a unit, so we're going to change it to meters. So to do that, we're just going to divide by 100. Why 100? Well, there's 100 centimeters in a meter. So now we have 18.75 meters. Okay, so that's looking pretty good now. Now, question D, this is our last part of our example here. We are looking for the dimensions of the double garage. So let's have a look at our double garage. We'll just grab a new color. Oh, we might use pinky. So we're looking for the dimensions of the double garage. So obviously here's our double garage. Okay, and we're looking for this width here. And we're looking for this length here. Okay, we're looking for those two distances. Jump on the ruler. And the bit tip that to give you for this one is we're looking for those insides of those lines. So those thick lines. Here are the walls. Okay, we don't want the walls, we want the inside dimensions. So we're going to use the inside of the lines. Okay, using the inside of the lines. So to do that, when I measured it up before, I got a width of 3.7, or a length even of 3.7 centimeters, and a width of 3.3 centimeters. Okay, so I'm going to say my length is 3.7 times 150. All right, that gets me 555 centimeters, which is 5.5 meters. And then I just need to do the width. Okay, so my width there was 3.3 centimeters times 150. That got me in my calculations to 495 centimeters, which is 4.95 meters. Okay, and so our dimensions. Alright, are just 5.55 meters by 4.95 meters. Okay, now again, slightly different to the actual information in the textbook because my picture's slightly different to theirs. Okay, but the process, the basic understanding of that process is all the same. Okay, and that's it. That's how we're looking at these plans and elevations. There is one other thing to look at. Okay, so here we have some common floor plan symbols. We saw this one was in our other diagram. So these are the different things that you'll see. There are quite a few other different symbols that are used, but these are the main ones that you will see that are pretty common, pretty much across the board, no matter where you're looking. Okay, so that's plans and elevations. Hopefully this gives you some assistance in understanding and how all that works. Good luck with your questions, and thank you for watching.